Shalom, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, as always, I have a little to say called Lord Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, recall Kuradar, still honor to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, shalom to those that shalom. I want to title this video / lesson, Snakes versus Wolf Packs, alright? And it has been inspired from the foolishness that I've been hearing lately about, these false prophets that's trying to save Esau still to this day, that's trying to save all the other nations. And I'm seeing these stupid debates, which I never look at, by the way. But then when they pop up on my feed, it's like, why is this foolishness popping up on my feed? And when I see two false prophets go at each other, it just reminds me of snakes versus wolf packs with all these debates. And the scriptures speak about these debates. And let's address the elephant in the room first and foremost, alright? We are defenders of the gospel, and there's a complete difference between being a defender of the gospel and being a debater. That's two different things, and I'm going to break that down first. So this is the book of Philippians chapter 1 verse 17. It says, but the other of love, knowing that I am set for the defense of the gospel. So yes, we are set for it to be defense for the gospel. That means to be a debater, because the scripture goes into that. As a matter of fact, let's get that first. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 23 verse 9. It says, speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of thy words. Now you have to remember, Yahweh Shai spoke in parables to the undesirable ones, right? He spoke in parables because he knew that the wisdom is too far from a fool. Alright, it's too high for a fool. Therefore, we should be the same way. Now, of course, we're going to defend the gospel, not be no debater. Alright, so let's get another one. Let's get this one right here. Proverbs chapter 26 verse 4. It says, answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. Now you look stupid. You look stupid for trying to convince someone who is stupid. Now y'all going back and forth. No, the scriptures speak about basically if a nigga can't get it, we moving on. Alright, you said it once, you said it twice, and now you looking very stupid. Alright, fool me once, fool me twice, third time shame on me. Now you look very stupid for going back and forth with a demonic individual that's extremely wicked, and you're just wasting your time. Now it's getting to the point that what you was preaching is not edifying at all. It's just a back and forth, and it is noise instead of wisdom being taught. Let's get another one on that. Ecclesiasticus chapter 22 verse 13 says, talk not much with a fool, and go not to him that have no understanding. So why is you trying to set up a venue and say, hey, let's have this debate? It makes absolutely no sense unless you're trying to get the views up, the entertainment, the money up, whatever the case may be. One thing for sure, another thing for certain is that these church blitz is straight up stupid. All these stupid debates makes absolutely no sense, and there's nothing that you can learn from that, and it's definitely not edifying. Well, you can learn something from it. You can learn something from that, and that's what not to do. So don't do that foolishness stuff. Continue on. Matter of fact, from the top, Ecclesiasticus chapter 22 verse 13 says, talk not much with a fool, and go not to him that have no understanding. Beware of him, lest thou have trouble. Now you have to deal with trouble, right? Because you don't went to a wolf or you went to a snake. And I'm going to tell you this, it makes no difference. Whether you went to a wolf or a snake, why are you going into trouble? These people are trying to save Esau. They're telling you that the micro you-know-what chip is not the mark of the you-know-what beast, right? They are teaching you madness. And continue on reading, it says, and thou shalt never be defiled with his fooleries. Alright, because if you are defiled with his fooleries, then that means you look like a damn fool for trying to convince a 2/3. The scriptures clearly tells you that they will turn to rend you. Basically, they'll want to fight you because you cast your pearl before swine, and that pearl is the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the scriptures. And because you did that, therefore, you will have to deal with trouble, like the scripture said earlier. Continue reading. It says, "Depart from him, and thou shalt find rest, and never be disquieted with madness." So here it is. You will find rest by avoiding foolishness. Now you have to deal with Hokam Malone. Now you have to deal with all these demonic energy that's coming your way. Do you really want to deal with the aggravation? It's stupid. See, they know not to try me with that bullshit. They already know I don't play that. So now, let's get into the book of Romans chapter 1 verse 29 so that we can tackle this debate spirit, which is demonic. So this is the book of Romans chapter 1 verse 29. It says, "Being filled with all unrighteousness." These are these individuals. They are filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, and whisperers. When you look up that word malignity, for those that don't know what that means, right here in Google, it says malignity means a deep-seated desire to do evil or harm. Intense malice are the quality of being extremely harmful, wicked, or virulent. Alright, these are these debaters. Alright, they don't care about thus said the Lord. They all about what can go in their pocket. They all about what goes in their pocket, and they gotta be money, or what gonna go in their bank account, and it's gotta be your money because they trying to do whatever they can to get more than 10%. Or what's in the church. No, they want it all. Alright? They want more than Pokemon. They want it all. Alright? Now, when you look at the word debate right there in Romans chapter 1 verse 29, it says debate. A debate is basically an argument back and forth. Again, we are defenders of the gospel. We are going to be in the defense. A debater is at the offense. We ain't got the offense, nothing. We are here to defend the gospel, and that's it. And the debater is an unbeliever. Why do you have to debate something that's the truth? The truth don't need to be debated. Ain't no order in the court, period. Now, when somebody go up to you and say, "Hey, the Lord is white," no, you tell them, no, the Lord is a so-called black man. He's a dark-skinned man with a white afro and a white beard, and if they cannot receive it, then move on. Don't be no jackass and, man, I'm trying to convince this 2/3 that this nigga can't get it. He's a 2/3, period. Let's get one more, man. It's the book of Titus chapter 3 verse 9. It says, "But avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and scribings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain." These things are unprofitable and vain. Our job is to simply preach the gospel and defend the gospel. And that's just it. The word gospel means good news. The word church means to call out. And it's just that simple. Our job is extremely easy. It's very easy, and it's just that simple. Don't make it complicated, because the Lord Yahushua said that his yoke is easy. Alright? His yoke is easy. And it's very easy. Eat the whole roll. Preach everything. I mean everything. And go preach. Don't leave nothing out. You must teach everything and leave nothing out. Alright? We carry the yellow marker, while others carry the black marker. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end it. Alright? And I'm ending off by saying, call out Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kudash, the one, 2,000 Apostle Great Stone, and Shalom to the Opha elect, Shalom.